I've always been really proud of my age until I started dating again, and now I feel very uncomfortable and very unsettled about it. I've literally watched men's faces drop when I say I'm 31, which 31 is really young. But I think it's the fact that it doesn't have a 2 in front of it, and it's crazy because 28 to 31 is relatively similar. The literal only difference is I was married when I was 28. And the thing is, this is coming from men that are older than I am. And dating has gotten transactional to the point where I just kind of counted myself out in 2025 and I stopped dating for my own mental health, and it's been a game changer. I think it's because in this society, the current formula of dating apps just isn't working anymore. Just displaying people's basic information makes you be able to cherry pick what you do and you don't like. And it's made my experience very different on dating apps. When I was on them 8 years ago before I was married to now being on them again, it feels like an entirely different experience. I don't know if I'm articulating this right, and I don't know if you felt similarly, but let me know your thoughts and if you agree or disagree with me.
A piece of actionable dating advice that I can offer. I went out last night for the first time in probably 2 years since meeting my boyfriend. There are not men out at clubs. Men do not go to clubs, and it makes complete sense. If you think about men and you think about what they like to talk to each other. They like to talk to each other about the same things on repeat, and that's the beauty of a man, you know? They are not out at clubs because you cannot talk at a club. And when a guy goes out, they're not necessarily going out to find their wife. They're going out to have fun and to maybe meet someone out that doesn't really require talking. If you want to meet someone where you can talk and build a relationship, you need to go somewhere where the men are talking. And I stand by this. I got bullied by the whole world by it. Wilfie and Nell. You got to go to Wilfie and Nell. You have to go to bars like Wilfie and Nell. Channel what I'm saying on a molecular level. Wilfie and Nell is a small bar where men go after work. After work, men like to talk. They like to drink. They like to talk to other people. On a Saturday night, a man is blowing off steam. Also, this is like my type of man. I don't know what your type of man is, but my type of man, he's not out unsing at a club. And I think back to when I was struggling through the dating trenches, I was looking for my worst nightmare in all of the wrong places. Like I was at a club looking for my husband, but my husband was at his desk. Like that's, you know, it's never, this is the advice you need to hear. You're not gonna meet the amount of people who are going to meet their significant other clubbing is very small. And then if you also consider that you probably if you're like me, you don't really like clubbing, that percentage of people who go clubbing looking for a husband who also doesn't like to club, like the math doesn't math on that.
Is there just a shortage of hot men, or like what the fuck is going on? I live in Los Angeles. This is where men are supposed to be hot. This is where people are supposed to be hot. I don't understand. Remember in the 90s when you could see like any fucking show, any teen drama, any sitcom, and like there were at least a couple good hot, I mean like actually hot, I mean like jawlines, I mean like faces you hadn't seen, I mean like piercing eyes, big lashes, I mean like bodies, I mean like despite what it might seem like, I love men, okay? I love them. I think they're so delicious. I think they're so yum when they actually are. But I feel like we're living in a time that's just, what is going on? And everywhere I go, women, stunning, beautiful, incredible, no notes, beautiful, stunning. They don't even look alike. They all look so good. And here I am, a raging bisexual, and yet I love men. I think they're so yum. I think they're so delicious. When I can find one, okay? And listen, if I find a man, if I find an attractive man that I see that I'm like, that is a hot man. He's either attached to a partner, a woman, or attached to a partner, a man, or insufferable to speak to. I mean, oh my God. There's no subject matter that actually intersects in terms of what we're interested in. And I just don't understand. I work in alcohol. I'm in bars literally for my job. I am in bars by myself 4 times a week at minimum. And I look around all the time and I think, is this what we have? And honestly, it wouldn't bother me if more men had like great personalities or were fun or exciting or like offered some kind of rhetoric that was interesting, but oh my god, oh my god, we want to like you so bad. We want to like you so bad. Please make it easier on us, okay? That's my PSA.
I just don't see how to keep on putting themselves in this conversation, man. I don't. Like, you know, I hate doing this thing to where it's like, oh man, it'd be the fours. I don't like doing that, but I'm just looking at this profile. I don't think this is, Well, I mean, where are they getting the audacity to call them, oh man, you know, where are the hot guys? You know, I'm really looking, you know, really looking for a man that's hot, and I'm trying to find what I want. Are you what the man wants? I think it would help us to start understanding at the age of 30. I think she's 30 years old at the age of 30, or however old you are. It's the makeup that's doing the heavy lifting. The makeup does the heavy lifting. Now I know you go out and get your hair done and you get your hair all done up at home and stuff like that, and that's fantastic. But it's the makeup that's doing the heavy lifting. It just is.
I love the women on TikTok so much. Let's just say a guy makes a video stating women will use you for a free dinner. Well, women in the comment section will call that guy broke, call him gay. If you're broke, just say that. Then the next video you swipe up, it's a girl stating how to finesse men out of free meal. And her comment section is, yes, girl, take them for what they got. Oh yeah, that's at least what they're good for. So with TikTok specifically, women are treating it like a personal diary, like other men won't see it. So you'll see a guy complaining about female nature, the women shaming him, right? Then the next video, it's a girl confirming what women do, and the girls are backing it. Because back in the day, early 2000s, right, when a guy said women will do this, women will do that, it was like, I don't know, man. I don't really know any girls like that. Now with social media, you can find them right then and there in 4K explaining exactly what they do to men in great detail. So if you're a guy on here, right, and you're trying to learn game, women will tell you. They will tell you they finesse men for free meals. They will tell you they go to the bar and the club trying to find guys to get free drinks. They are giving you the blueprint. So when girls do dating story times and how to finesse guys for this and that, you listen. They're giving you the game right then and there.
A PSA for every man that's crippled by rejection: don't forget, men have literally stopped approaching women because they're afraid to get rejected. They're afraid to be called creepy, fill in the blank. And when we act out of fear, we create the reality we're most fearful of. So reminder to just shoot your shot, put yourself out there, and know that rejection is literally never personal.
Okay, cool. If it's not personal, you approach a man. If rejection is hot, you go try to get a man's number and see if you get rejected. You'll get rejected since it's a hot thing. You're not going to do that though. This is another example of a woman getting on this app saying that men need to start approaching women again that probably has never talked to a man in her life. She's probably never gone up to a man that she's attracted to and tried to initiate a conversation. She's never had that process in her brain of what if this man doesn't like me, or the nerves, or, you know, any of the experiences that come with approaching someone that you're physically attracted to. So you can't speak on these things if you haven't done them. You know, just like y'all don't like us to speak on abortions because we can't have them. If you have not approached a man, shut the fuck up about approaching women.
If your man is not going out of his way every day to make your life better and to help you achieve your goals and to make your life the best it could be, beyond what you can even imagine, I am convinced he doesn't like you. My man will create all kinds of things behind the scenes to help me achieve my goals, to help me be the happiest, healthiest, most me version of me that I have ever been. This morning, I was talking to him about how I've really let it slip that I don't go on my hot girl walks anymore. I haven't been hitting 10,000 steps. I'm in the gym all the time, but I've not been hitting my steps. And how great it is for my mental health. And he's like, do you want to go for a walk today? And I'm like, I think it's going to rain. We go to lunch because I said I wanted empanadas. I didn't even realize he'd already eaten lunch. He takes me to go get empanadas, and we're in this massive strip center. And he's like, why don't we wander around and see what else is here? Why don't we go over there and explore that hotel? Why don't we go look at some of these spaces over here that are for lease and go peek in the windows? Why don't we go do this? Once we were done with all of that, we got in the car and he's like, hey, I've got some time still before I've got some other stuff to do. Why don't we go to the mall? I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, we need coffee and we can go wander around and go try on funny hats. I was like, bet, let's go. We're wandering around the mall. It is hours later and I just realized that he did all of that because I said that I needed to go on a walk and it was better for my mental health. If your man is not doing stuff like that, he just doesn't like you. Go get a new one.
And once again, realize you said it's hours later. It's hours later. A lot of times modern women don't realize what a man is doing until later on. The structure is built. Everything is done. Guess where he is? He's back doing other things. He's back working. He's back busy. You're sitting on the couch and it just dawned on you. Oh, that's why he did that. He was listening to what I was saying. It would have never clicked in my head, but it clicked in his head. Hey, why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? Because I already know. I already understand. According to what you have told me, I've done it. That's what most men are doing for the women in their lives. But women, they'll call it the bare minimum. Or number one, number two, they don't even notice it. A lot of the stuff that men do in and around a woman's life to make her life like this, it becomes so easy, it becomes so mundane that it becomes boring. Oh, we just don't really do anything. It's this, and this. What you mean to say is it's peaceful. What you mean to say is there's not a lot of drama going on. There's not a lot of chaos going on. Nobody is around my house, in my yard, keeping up foolishness. I have to go to other neighborhoods. I have to go to the movies. I have to go to my girlfriend's house down the street to see what she's up to. Because there's no drama in this house. There's no drama in this yard. I have to create drama if that's what I want. Because I have none. Because it's so peaceful. Because the man's doing what I would want him to do. He's doing what I ask him to do. But y'all don't seem to understand that. And it's only until I regret my divorce. I regret friend zoning him. I regret leaving the good guy. That y'all understand what he was doing. And then you say, man, I want him back. I wish I. There was a woman and she's making her rounds. And I've got to commend her once again for her being accountable for saying, I messed that one up. I divorced my husband and he's probably out right now. We've talked about it. We're in a good place now. And he's gone on. He's found another woman. But it was my fault. I started creating problems and I wasn't satisfied. And we finally divorced. And now I realize, maybe 4 or 5 years later that I did the wrong thing. Accountability.
Listening to men what they say they want and start paying attention to what they actually respond to. So for example, a lot of guys say that they want a woman who can cook and who can clean. However, from personal experience, men are most attracted to the woman who invests the heaviest in themselves, not the woman who invests in them. You'll even notice it in the common compliments that men will give you. Wow, I really like your outfit. What's he saying? Me taking care of myself. He's complimenting how I'm taking care of myself and how I'm styling my look. Wow, your skin is really glowy. Again, complimenting me on how I'm taking care of myself. Your hair is so shiny. Me taking care of myself. Your body's so fit. Me taking care of myself. You're so intelligent. Me taking care of myself. Notice how none of these compliments are about what I can do for him or for others, but how I invest in myself. Consistently investing in yourself, focusing on yourself whilst also putting yourself out there is quite literally the key to effortlessly attracting men.
Yes, I'm in a very, very, very bad situation. where I don't have anywhere to go. I don't have nobody helping me out. I just need somebody who already has their own apartment and car to help me get a car and a license and to help me get on my feet. I can move in with you soon. I can move in with you. Like I said, if you give me your number, maybe we can talk about it. I'm a Christian. I believe in God, and I believe in the Bible. And I just really need some help from God, like from people of God. I just need help, man. I'm out here homeless, and I don't have nowhere to go. But I got my ID, my social, my birth certificate, so I can get a job. I just need some help.
Oddly enough, with this man saying this, you give him an update in about a month or so, and he's saying that, well, I just felt sorry for him, and he just stayed. I said he could sleep on the porch, and I felt bad, and so I let him stay on the couch, and he was really cold, so I let him take a hot shower, and I bought him some stuff to where he could change, and he just kind of started helping me out around the house with a lot of different things. But he was on the couch all day, and then I got lonely one night, and one thing led to another, and then he put me through the mattress, and now I'm paying for everything. Gladly. And he's the resident D. That's all that is. I remember a woman talking about one of her friends where she got drunk one night, and I think she ended up, her and that man ended up going back to the room and doing a little something. And her friend, her coworker, came up to her and she was like, hey, who's that guy? And because the woman didn't really care about it, it was just a one night stand thing, she was like, oh yeah, this is his information. This is so-and-so. Hey, you mind if I jump on that? Literally. Yeah, fine. You don't mean nothing to me. Went in there, went with that guy, and okay, you that's what you want to do. But instead of stopping it right there, oh, I got a taste of what she got. She actually let that guy move in with her and start paying for everything. Started paying for everything. It's crazy work.
So this woman was in a restaurant. She's looking around and all she sees other women. Nobody on a date. No man and woman on a date. Just women that, as she said, dating each other. So the commentary is that men don't want to be on dates anymore. They don't want to go out with women because it's a waste of time and money. So my question is, do men ever like going on a date? Do men like going on dates? They like going to restaurants and trying different foods and things like that. Is it something that they only did because women like to do it? Like if I'm going to get in a relationship and I say I want to go to a restaurant, am I making him do something that he doesn't want to do? A lot of men say they just rather stay home. But what do you guys think?
I'm going to be honest. And this is for the women that complain about, oh, men don't approach me anymore. Men don't want to go out anymore. The clubs are empty. The bars are empty. The truth is, men were never really interested in going out. And judging by, women saying that the bars are empty, still seems like that's the case. The only reason why we did that was to court women and to talk to women. But like with the modern women in 2025, it ain't worth going out no more. And I'm not saying like you can't go out, and chop it up with your boys once in a while. But in terms of going out to pursue women, like it's not worth it anymore. And if you think I'm lying, just take a look at your guy friends. I bet you their lives are mad simple and they could like go 6 months without even going to the club or to the bar or like to anywhere. They could just chill, hibernate in the crib and just chill. Because the reality is, like, a man doesn't really need much to survive.
I'm not gonna hold y'all hand when I say this. There is no such thing as a male loneliness epidemic. Like, it don't exist. Males who think that there's a loneliness epidemic, there ain't none. Have you ever stopped to think about the fact that it's you? A lot of you guys have like your egos all the way up here. Like, I've even heard some guys tell me that like they are the closest thing to God, therefore they are like realistically God because they are a man, because God is a man. And then you want a partner to meet you right here with all of your bullshit, your narcissism and your manipulation. It's not gonna work. Think about that for a second.
Let me get the first part right. I don't know what any of these modern women are talking about, the male loneliness epidemic. They keep on talking about it. I still haven't heard a plethora of men talking about it to this day.
I am single because I could not bear to have a man in my face complaining about how tired, busy, and exhausted he is. This morning, I woke up at 6 a.m, filmed 2 brand partnerships, packed up my entire car with shit because I am moving. This is all before the hours of 7:40 a.m. the entire day. On the way home from work, I stop at my new apartment to start unloading all of the shit that I packed in my car in the morning, come home, work more, get my ass up, pack up an entire another load of car, like literally an entire closet. I just did 5 trips. This night, I was carrying Billy bookcases like they were fucking Birkins on my arm, okay? 2 Billy bookcases. I was like, how am I gonna get these down? Cracks and crumbles. Falls apart. Super Bowl? I did not even get to watch the Super Bowl. Why? Because I was working Sunday night. What was I doing all day Saturday? Packing and moving. It's like, you find time for the things that you want to do. I want to watch Tell Me Lies. I'm actually filming this TikTok right now, but this is taking all of 3 minutes out of the shit show of a weeknight life that I've had. I know I'm complaining a lot, and like, I hate, like, it's like, don't be in my face telling me how busy you are, and here I am, but actually this is my platform, so I can do that because this is the rant, this is the video, and I think I'm just like dying. But after, not after this weekend, because then guess what? I want a business trip for a week. So I don't even get to settle in my new apartment because I'm moving this weekend. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I have to buy a washer and a dryer and get that shit installed in the next week. Oh yeah, I also forgot. My car doesn't fit in the parking spot of my new apartment. Having to park on the street, walk my ass all the way to the apartment. And it's only Tuesday. And it is only Tuesday.
You know, Home Math talked about bird hands. And this is pretty close to it. This is pretty close to bird hands.
I am single because I could not bear to have a man in my face.
She's trying to explain to you. She's trying to explain to you how busy she is and all of the things that she's accomplishing. Almost bird hands.
Night, I was carrying Billy bookcases.
I need to find a term for this, but it's the same concept as bird hands, maybe bird wings. And you can have this, you can have it, Home Math, bird wings. These modern women out here with their bird hands, bird wings, and their bird brains. That's essentially what it is. These modern women don't, just foolishness is what they're talking about. You ain't done nothing but what everybody else has done to hustle and get their lives on track. That's it. You're not anything special.
Fuck him, feed him, leave him alone. You guys are actually crying because men don't approach you anymore. Do you want to know why they don't approach you anymore, Karen? Because if they approach you, he's a predator. And if he hits on you, oh my God, essay. Not to mention the fact that you guys catfish yourselves with 20 pounds of fucking makeup and your personality. So when he actually feels something, you show your fucking fangs and your psycho side. The amount of false accusations where pro basketball players and just random men in general have actually had their lives ruined because of shit like this, with the false fucking claims, that is why men are not approaching you. That is why men are not talking to you. It has nothing to do with your looks per se. You can be the most beautiful girl in the room and they would probably be dying to talk to you. And then they're going through a list in their head of everything you could do to fucking ruin their lives. And the last thing they need over their head is to be accused of shit that they didn't do. That is why they are not approaching you. Do better.
When people say like women should approach men more, women should go up to men. Okay, if I see a guy with a Ferrari, I'm gonna say hello. If I see you in a Rolls Royce, I'm gonna say hello. If I see you have an expensive luxury watch, if I chat GPT it and it's worth like 200,000, I'll go up to you. Like, we can start approaching men, but at least let them be rich, okay? If you're gonna approach a man, at least say like, I like your nice Ferrari F8, okay? That's how you should be approaching a man. Don't be approaching a man that has no money. Like, no.
It's not desperate or pathetic to want to find a partner or someone to love, or there is that kind of energy where it's like, look at me, I'm here on display and I'm waiting for you to claim me. And it's just like, yes. Ooh, I don't like that. Like, why can't we just be like cool first? Like, don't.
I wish we'd go back to when guys are just always walking up to you when you're out. Like, could you imagine? Oh my gosh, if you're like at the grocery store, at the gym, they're like, hi, I just couldn't help but say you're so beautiful. Like, I'd love to take you out sometime if you're single. If they were like good looking, I'm like, can we go back to those times? But because like society has more and more changed women to be like the chasers or like things like this, it's like making a lot of men be like, oh, I can just sit back. And I'm like, I hate that.
The worst piece of dating advice that I ever received by anyone in my entire life was to date somebody that is not your type, and let me tell you why. When you date outside your standards, and I'm not just talking about physically, I'm talking about emotionally, spiritually, mentally, financially, all of the above, you are setting yourself up for failure. Your standards are there for a reason. And if you decide to step outside of those standards and give somebody a chance that doesn't even check half those boxes off, you are basically setting yourself up for that man to fumble you, humble you, and tumble you.
But that only applies if the standards are integrity. It's integrity, he's a good guy, and you can verify that he's a good guy based on his behaviors and his actions. Y'all standards are, has he gone to Stanford or Harvard, or is he a part of like a rich, club where he's got access to millionaires and billionaires? That's y'all's standard, right? That's, I know y'all don't want to say that, but that's really what a lot of these ladies, maybe you're not saying that, but that's really what a lot of these modern women are saying. If he don't have access to these things that are other things in life, then do I really need him? Do I really want him? Is he going in the direction that I want him to go? Y'all are trying to start a life with a man that already has it all together. That's your standard. That's your standard. A man that is already a finished product. And only the best and the brightest get the finished product. You're going to have to work for what you have. And that's fair. But most of y'all don't want to work. You're not even a finished product. That's the problem. Y'all are looking for, well, my standard is the highest of the highest. Well, you're not even the highest of the highest. Well, I got makeup on and I look a little bit better. You sure do. But even with that makeup on, you're still not the highest of the highest. Well, I got this and my body is T and this. I'm glad for your weight loss and I'm glad that your body is T, but you still ain't the highest of the highest. Well, I got my even with my workout, I got my business and I'm doing this, and that is great too. But even with all that, you're still not the best of the best.
It is not super likely for someone to get lied to and cheated on as many times as I have. I think it means that something in me calls out to the liars and cheaters of this world and is like, come hang out over here. But I don't know how to fix that. And I don't know if I ever will. And I don't know if I want to continue to take the risk over and over again. It's just so hard to fathom continuing to date men and not forever in the back of my mind going, the first time I look through this man's phone, I'm going to find something that's going to blow up our lives. Because that's been my reality in like every relationship I've been in, except for the ones where I wasn't actually into the guy. And that's what I'm saying. So this is on me. I must be into lying, cheating shitbags, but how does one stop being into that?
Somebody asked me why I don't go out. They like, bro, you 23 years old and you live in Chicago. Like, bro, you should be outside. You should be having fun. And this is why. I'm about to tell you some real shit. On Saturday, I went to take out my garbage around like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and one of my homies texted me and said, hey, bro, you better come outside, bro. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be lit. And I was like, damn, I really don't want to miss it, right? But then I walked into my apartment, and on the stove was a big-ass pepperoni pizza. Like a frozen pizza, I made that bitch to perfection. In the oven was some cookies that I put in there at the perfect timing, because as soon as I'm done with the motherfucking pizza, I can go right into the cookies. I walked into the room, and it was a bad bitch laying in there. And then I found a TV show where a dude took about 7 grown motherfuckers into the middle of the woods and made them have a spelling bee. If you think I'm going outside around a bunch of drunk motherfuckers I don't know over that, you're fucking intoxicated already. You gotta be drunk or high or something like that. There's not a chance that I'm missing out on that for a fucking nightclub. You're crazy. I'm in the crib. Don't ask me to go out.
And a lot of dudes don't even have women at the house, but they not going out because it's a whole bunch of foolishness. You have women thinking they're, once again, the cream of the crop, talking crazy. Like, oh yeah, I have a right to say this. No, you don't. You don't have a right to say that. You don't have a right to speak on it. With the way y'all be looking, with the way y'all be moving, with the way y'all be acting, you don't have any business speaking on that. But they be out here doing that. Men hear y'all talking like this. They hear you talking like this, and they stay in the house. I'm going to order my pizza. I'm going to order my wings. Go pick them up and come on back to the house and watch the game.
My male manager was mad at something the other day, and he was walking around like huffing and puffing and like closing things like really like loudly, etc. And all I could think about was, imagine me having a man at home, that does that when he's upset. You know what I would do in that situation? You know what I would do? I would tell him to get the fuck out of my house.
I'm sorry, but the worst person is a bitter single person. The people that make you feel like garbage for having a boyfriend, the people that complain about National Boyfriend Day, National Girlfriend Day, going on Instagram and all I see are couples, it makes me sick. Unless your friend is in an abusive relationship, or you just know that their partner is evil, rotten to the core, you have zero business making them feel terrible about themselves simply because you are single and you don't like being single, even though you will not admit it, even though you will stand 10 toes down on, I'm so much better being single. I am such like a bad bitch. I don't need a boyfriend. Of course, there's levels to this. Like, if you're friends with a girl and she has a boyfriend and they're doing inappropriate things, you know, in inappropriate places, like at wrong times, you know what I mean? Like, there can be a talking to, you know, there can be a one-on-one conversation. If this relationship is abusive and you're genuinely concerned for your friend's physical health or mental health, you know, then there can totally be a conversation. But no need to be like sucking the joy out of their relationship. I'm so lucky to have the friends that I do now. Ever since I moved to New York, I met such amazing people who I have the most fun time with. Even though I have a boyfriend, we still have so much fun together. We go out, whatever, and they love my relationship and they're fans and supporters of my relationship. And this year has been so refreshing for that reason, because up until this year, I have been so hyper aware of how many inches me and my boyfriend are standing apart. Are we breathing each other's air? Because I do not want to get criticized for having a boyfriend and my boyfriend and I's interactions in front of other people. People in the past have made me feel so embarrassed. They've made me feel so embarrassed for having a boyfriend and so embarrassed to do normal boyfriend-girlfriend things, all because of their own insecurities, and they were single themselves until I met, you know, normal girls who are so much fun and are so kind and build me up instead of bring me down. Everyone wants to feel loved. Everyone wants to feel wanted. Like, that's just a fact. I think a lot of girls hate them because they ain't them. If these girls that were so upset about other girls having a boyfriend and posting them, they had their own, everything would be sunshine and rainbows for them. Anyway, some food for thought.
One of the biggest icks I get from doing my job when it comes to like reviewing people's income and assets is when I see a couple, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, and the woman in the relationship is the breadwinner and the man in the relationship is completely living off of the woman. They have no income, not in school, pursuing anything, like literally will fill out an no income affidavit and states, my girlfriend, my wife pays for everything for me. When I see that, my initial reaction is always, ew. Like, it gives me the ick. And I just don't understand why these women are even settling. Like, why? And then I look at the IDs. Just stop settling. Just stop. Stop being with men that have no desire to bring any income. And I'm not talking about the men that actually work and maybe the girl has like a better career, like in nursing or a doctor or whatever, and she makes more money than the man. I'm talking about the men are not working and they're completely living off of their women. So they're not even trying. Ew.
Case in point. Case in point. You ain't got no business talking. Not you. You don't got no business talking, but still up here talk, man. You know. Anyway, these women, man, they got just a high level of audacity.
When dudes say, I don't chase. Right, well, go find yourself a boyfriend then, babe. You don't chase? Well, what do you mean? That's your job. What do you do then? What do you do? You're not fulfilling your job as a man on this planet, okay? What do you do? Tell me. Please explain. Oh, I don't chase. I also don't have a fucking bed frame. Or any fucking social skills or a fully developed frontal lobe. Because I don't chase. Also, when guys are complaining about gold diggers, but their side table is a cardboard box, and all they can afford to buy you is a piece of chicken, babe, gold diggers go after Ferraris, not a plate of food, okay? Cool.
I don't know, y'all, but I have a real hard time buying stuff for a man that's not my man. I do. Like, even if we've been dating for a long time, I just have a hard time because my thought process is I'm going to buy this fool some shit and he going to be having it on or wearing it or flaunting it or using it for the next bitch. And I just can't do it.
You guys, I think that I have a serious problem. I am and have always been attracted to crazy men. I get bored if they're not a little wacko. I get really bored. I'm not talking about the weird, crazy ones that I'm not attracted to. I'm not talking about those ones. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the post where I rated the guys I've been with, the ones who have traumatized me. Well, I took that down because I was scared that one would see it. The one that traumatized me the most, I'm still attracted to him. And he's horrible. And crazy. What does that say about me?
Why is it that many of y'all refuse to go to curated dating events?
Because we gotta pay to get in, then we gotta pay for drinks, then we gotta pay for drinks for bitches that got in there for free and expect free drinks. That's why.
Like, in 2026, I'm not taking men seriously. Like, they don't take me seriously. I don't think they've ever taken me seriously. So I'm not going to take them seriously. Like, men stay treating me like I'm unserious. So guess what? I don't care how serious you are about me. You will not be getting taken seriously by me this year.
You know, it's not that men don't want to speak up. It's that they don't really have anybody to talk to. Society has made it socially unacceptable for there to be men's only spaces. It's now socially unacceptable for men to get together on their own and do the things that men have always done, like building and growing and doing hard shit together. All of these things that foster camaraderie and brotherhood and healthy male competition are seen as toxic masculinity now. And it's this idea that, well, you know, men need to speak up and they need people to talk to, but you're shaming them for being around other men that they can talk to, that can share their experiences, and you're telling them to go do what men have never done, which is go sit in a therapist's chair and talk about their feelings, hoping that'll make things better. And it's the opposite. Like, men need other men. Men need a tribe. Men need a brotherhood. And until guys tell people to shove it up their ass that try to shame them, we're just going to see more and more of this.
A big theme that I'm seeing is, especially in the younger generation of men, feeling that isolation is their best answer to not even just social interaction, but like goals in life. Like, I want to go live in the woods by myself with a tractor, you know, like no one else. And they're reading that book of the guy who did that and died like that and was completely unhappy and left like journals and everything like this. And I don't know if it's a trend, but I do see that hyper individualistic, and then the conclusion they find is isolation. And that prohibits, like, it comes from that awkwardness and different things, but it prohibits them finding any codependency that's healthy, any relationship that's healthy, any enfolding of themselves interacting with life that is healthy.
I will never get over the men that are literally jealous of their woman's success. Men out here that will literally drain you, your bank account, use your body, use your face, use your vibe, use your friends, use your family, out here just to get what they want. Selfish creatures, and they don't give an F about you. I have girls DMing me out here like, oh, I lent him $8,000. He hasn't paid me back. It's been a year and a half.
I am very masculine heart at soul. I hang out with a lot of masculine men. Everyone around me is all masculine energy, and I know exactly how men think. The actions alone will prove to you and show you if that man actually treats you as his wife or not, as his dream girl, as his investment or not. 80% of the DMs that I get, it is absolutely disgusting out here what type of bare minimum treatment girls are getting. The bar is lower than hell. A man who truly loves you will show you in every single way, every single day. If there's even a slight chance or an ounce that you think there might be someone else, or that you think you might be not that one for him, it's probably true. Trust your inkling, intuition, and stop settling for the bare minimum, ladies. Like, it's 2026 now. Women are just such emotional beings. We don't deserve this type of treatment. We need to stand up for ourselves and stand together collectively for each other. I love you guys. Bye.
Y'all about to get a lot of these women out here. Well, they're already single. Really, honestly and truly. Once again, y'all, with the stuff that y'all be saying, y'all gonna keep them single. So keep on dishing out this type of, oh, I know exactly how a man thinks. Okay, well, if y'all know exactly how men think, don't you think that you would have figured out how to be in a relationship with one? You can't pull back on what you want to do and discipline yourself. That's why men be passing you by. Y'all don't seem to be able to take stock and inventory of the way that you're showing up in a relationship, which is why you're having problems. The woman lent the man $8,000. Who does that? Number one. Number two, even if we say, oh man, he was terrible. Let's say this guy is a jerk for that. Let's say he's a jerk. $8,000, you ain't pay her back, bro. What you talking about? What you doing? Modern women, every single freaking day, expect a man to do it. We just got through talking about a woman in a video that I just did. Woman talk about he need to pay up your rent. Now, I know for myself, if I remember correctly, there is 12 months in a year. If your rent on your apartment is even $1,000 a month, he done already put $12,000 down, and they saying he need to pay up my rent for about a year, $12,000. So if it's $8,000 that she lent to him, her rent got to be $600, $700. Even if men are taking women on dates for $200 and $300, $200 and $300. So let's say, for instance, I take you out on a date, $200. I take you out on 3 because you got to be impressed. All right. I'll say $200 times 3 dates. That's $600. I already spent the $600 on you. She gave him $8,000 and he did whatever he did with it. What a jerk. I want to go over here on this vacation and you got to do it within the year. So I've already spent $600 taking you out on dates. Okay. So let's say we go out for a little weekend and I want to do something relatively low key. That's $2,600 right there on the vacation. Then you got to do something for my birthday. That's $500. Now we're at $3,100. We are approaching that $8,000 pretty fast. My birthday is $500. Okay. Christmas, we'll say another $500. Now we're going to Thanksgiving. I need a nice place to stay. Okay. Let's say we go down there for a few days and you put me up in a nice hotel, $600, if that. And we haven't even included food. And even though you're supposed to be eating food on Thanksgiving with the family, we want to go try all these different spots. Remember, we haven't even gotten to maintenance and we're sitting at $4,200 right now. $4,200 within the first year or so. Within the first year, she gave him $8,000 one time. One time she gave him $8,000. This is what these types of modern women are asking for, man. And probably you too. Probably you too are asking for a man on a monthly basis. We know the game. We know the rapper The Game. A minute ago, went on Shannon Sharp's show and said, bare minimum. If you're dealing with a woman, especially out here in LA, it's going to be $5,000. 12 times 5 is $60,000. I don't know if you know it, but $60,000 is more than the average salary for a man and for a woman. But go ahead and tell me about that. Which, once again, he was wrong for that. He was wrong for that. But go ahead and tell me about that $8,000 that she lent him and he ain't give it back. Y'all giving it back? So let's say we get out of there. Let's say another 1,000 by some stretch of the imagination. We get out of the year with $5,200 in expenses. I just threw 1,000, say, for nails and other dates. I didn't even include the dates and dinners. I just did the first few dates, a trip here, birthday, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and some little shopping here and there. $5,200. If we continue this trend, she gonna make it back. If she were a high value man, she gonna make that $8,000 back within 2 years. And by the third year, she's in the green. She's making a profit at this point in time. 3 years, she's sitting at 15,000. At the very least. What are we talking about here, man? What are we talking about? Y'all sit up here and want to complain about men not being masculine and what you got to do for a woman and a woman got to do for you and all this other nonsense. I shouldn't have had to do this for a man and a man is providing all this other nonsense. And then a man got to go out here and provide all of this bull crap for you. I don't hear nothing when a man's got to do that for you. When a man $15,000 in 3 years, at bare minimum $15,000. Oh, well, as he should. And I'm sitting at the house, not cooking, not cleaning, not doing nothing. But because she didn't put down $8,000, it's a tragedy right now. It's a travesty.